Yo, what's going on, family? Appreciate y'all for tuning in on another video. Today we are going to be talking about something that I'm super passionate about, and that is how I became a homeowner at the age of 20. Let's get into it. So like I said, home ownership, entrepreneurship, credit, finance, those are all things that I've been intrigued with for like the past few years. So I appreciate y'all tuning in and all that. But I'm gonna walk y'all through how I managed to buy my first house at 20. So it's funny because if y'all watched the last video, y'all saw how I was facing all that time I was locked up, and I was journaling every day, every night on real estate plans. And around that time I was a little more naive than I am now. So my original goal was a new property every year, and I told myself by the time I'm 30, 31, I would have between 10 and 20 properties. I got released, got out, and started getting big boy jobs, and I realized that maybe I was a little bit too naive about the whole situation, right? And the job I got, I remember like it was yesterday, making around $13 an hour, waste management. Worst job I've ever had. I've been working since I was yay high. If you got an interview at waste management, being a goddamn trash selector, whatever the fuck they call it, just sleep in, gang. Don't go. It ain't worth it, bro. But anyways, I got that job, and it was enough to pay the bills that I had at the time as an 18-year-old little boy. But I knew, like, man, all that stuff I was drawing up in jail, I'm like, how I'm gonna buy this house, I'm gonna buy that house, and I'm gonna keep going. That might not work out. So, I just got that out of my mind, and I just started working waste management 35, 40 hours a week, making decent money. I was doing that for a few months. Then my uncle called, and he was like, yeah, Tay, the job I'm working at, this little warehouse, they hiring. They about 45 minutes away from the city I live in, but they starting people off at 17 hours. I said, shit, 17? I could take that. And around that time, I'm used to 13 hours, you know what I'm saying? So $4 extra an hour, I'm like, yeah, do the math. I can do that. So I apply, use him as a reference. I get in around like 2.5 weeks. So boom, I'm in there, time to start working. Around that time, they had us on 312, so we was, working like 36 hours a week, you know what I'm saying? And we had an optional day of overtime. So, every now and then I work that optional day. So I get like a nice little 44 hours, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't really thinking about the plan that I had written down. I had became complacent. I was making decent money for my age group, and I was just trying to live life. I wasn't trying to save, or you know what I mean? But then, skipping over a little bit, I'm a couple years in at the job now, and we get a guy that came up from down south. He came up from down south. He was making it happen up here. You know what I mean? Just the legal way at the same warehouse I'm at. He putting in plenty of overtime. You know what I mean? Coming early, staying late. He just really getting to it. So, and he telling me, he like, man, Tay, you gotta get on this overtime. They offering 65, 70 hours a week, man. You gotta do it. I hear 65, 70 hours a week. Man, I'm young as hell. I'm like, bro, forget all that. You know what I mean? I got a girl at the time, bro. I'm not trying to, I'm trying to lay up all day. Play the game every now and then. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily trying to do all that. Like, bro, you grown, you got a kid, man. I'm young, let me live, bro. That's the mindset I got. And fast forward a little bit, he bring an idea to me. He like, yeah, man, I think I'm gonna buy a house. I'm like, buy a house? Instantly I'm intrigued, because I tell him, I'm like, bro, look, I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at, all this real estate stuff a couple years back when I was locked up. He was like, oh, I'm like, yeah, bro. So I start running him through it and all that, and he like, yeah, I'm gonna really do it. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, man, like, should I think about the real estate thing? Because mind you, at the time, me and my best friend, we're looking at houses and apartments to rent, but we put in an application, getting declined. Put in an application, getting declined. Numerous applications, 10, 15, 20 of them getting declined. I got enough money because, around this time I'm doing a little bit more overtime, but I keep failing the background check. So we're wasting all of our money on these rental application fees, and we can't get in. You get what I'm saying? So, that keep happening. I'm getting discouraged, and I'm thinking about, bro, I'm like, man, I get in contact with fam at the job, and I'm like, bro, you still out here looking for houses? He was like, yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, what's going on with that? He tell me like, yeah, I got this real estate agent, you know, she do this, she do that, or he, I forgot what gender the dude was. But I'm gonna settle on a single family or something like that. Long story short, he ended up doing it. He ended up moving back down south to Alabama. But he sparked my interest, bro. So I tell fam, I get on the phone with my best friend, I'm like, look, man, I ain't gonna lie. Forget all that trying to find an apartment to rent, bro. Like, you want to get out your mama's house, I want to get out my mama's house. I'm finna buy a house. And you know, thank God, real life, any dude I keep around me, dude or homegirl, I keep around me extremely supportive. So bro with it. You know what I'm saying? He with it. He like, man, buy a house, like what's going on with that? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do a single family or a multi-family. You know, single family, that's one family. Multi-family residential is between 2 and 4 units. So I'm like, look, the single family be smooth, but it'll be kind of expensive. And then I'm thinking about, I'm weighing the pros and cons, and I'm like, I get to watching more podcasts, stuff like that. I'm like, I'm a house hack this. You know, house hacking is like pretty much living rent free. You get what I'm saying? So living rent free, how can I do that? I can't really do that with a single family house in this market. You know what I'm saying? Interest rates was high as hell. But maybe if I buy a duplex, I rent upstairs out, and then I'm getting a plan together, and I'm like, all right, bet. I call my other best friend. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm thinking about buying a house, bro. You wanna move in? He like, yo, what's going on with it? I'm like, bro, I'm gonna buy a duplex. You live upstairs. You know, I'm gonna rent out a room to bro. And in my mind, I'm saying I'm gonna live rent free. Birdman hand rub, you did. So they all agree on it and stuff like that. Now it's just time to, you know, get the ball rolling. So I'm like, ooh, boom. Now it's time to get on pre-approval. So pre-approval come around, I'm like, okay, I gotta get approved for the most possible. So I take a few months and I put in all the overtime I can. I'm talking about, bro, I'm never seeing my bed, never seeing my family. I'm working. I'm talking about feet on pavement, moving as much overtime as I can. I ain't the dude from a year ago just trying to scrape by on 36 hours. I'm trying to double and triple that, bro. Real shit. I got the goal and I'm just trying to get to it. So I start doing that. Making all this money, boom, I go get pre-approved for around, I think, $350,000, you know what I'm saying, which is good. But, you know, I'm trying to house hack. I'm trying to live rent-free. So I do the math on it, and I'm like, okay, $350,000, my house hack number, which is like the most expensive house I can buy, is $250,000. And I'm like, okay, you know, I got approved for $350,000, something like that. I can only get something $250,000 and lower so I can live rent-free, because $250,000 and lower, with the monthly payment on that, I had to make sure that my best friend upstairs and my friend that lived downstairs with me in the other room could cover that. So I'm like, okay, boom, $250,000. So I get set on the price. Now here come the part that, like, I thought was gonna, before that. Okay, so now I get in contact with, like, the credit union again. You know what I mean? Mind you, I got pre-approved through a few credit unions, so I settled on one. You know, they all, or the vast majority of credit unions and banks, they have like in-house real estate agents that they work with, that they push work to and all that. And they let me know, they're like, okay, look, you can go find your own real estate agent if you want, or you can use our in-house real estate agents, and you will get like some kind of incentive, whether it's like a couple $1,000s towards closing, or whether it's like help with this or help with that. They gonna give you some kind of incentive. So I'm like, okay, boom, I'm gonna do that. They put me in contact with the real estate agent I ended up going with. Shout out Raven, cool as hell. You know, got the first one done fast and real efficient. But anyways, so they got me in contact with her. I emailed her a couple times. She emailed me back a couple times. Then we exchanged numbers, and we get on the phone. You know, we talking, and she like, yeah, what you looking for? So I tell her, okay, I want to keep it under $250,000. I'm trying to get a duplex, you know, 2-story. I'm trying to rent it out. You know what I mean? They gotta have this, they gotta have that. You know, I'm pretty much giving her like what I'm looking for. She like, all right, bet. She sent me like the whole MLS app, and you know, she tell me get on Redfin, and she gonna send me houses that are on the market, and then I'll let her know like if I want to go through with it or not. You know what I mean? So I'm like, boom. So you know, the next couple weeks she send me houses. I'm either like saying, nah, I'm cool. I'm putting some in the maybe category, and then I'm putting the other one, you know, the other twos and fews in the okay, yeah, let's go check these out category. So the ones I got in the list to go check these out category, those build up for about 2 more weeks, and then she started scheduling visits for them. So boom, we on the visits, and honestly, bro, around that time it was a seller's market, right? So You know, a seller's market is where there's not many sellers, but there's a lot of buyers. So the sellers have the leeway. You get what I mean? A buyer's market is when there's not that many buyers, but there's a lot of sellers. So the buyers can maybe bid a little lower on the house, you know what I mean? As opposed to the seller's market where the sellers could raise the price on their houses and stuff like that before they sell them. So it's a seller's market, and that's what made this whole situation like really difficult, bro. Cause like I'm seeing these houses, I'm messing with the houses, and then I put an offer in. I'm telling you, man, it's around 5-6 houses that I absolutely fell in love with. And don't fall in love with this real estate until it's yours, man. Real life until it's yours, cause it's still theirs. They're still getting a lot of offers. So control yourself, man. Don't let the emotions bring you down, cause that's what I did. So I put in offers. I put in an offer on around 5-6 of these dream houses that I like. And they all like, nah, you know, we got people, again, it's a seller's market. So they're like, nah, we got people, even though the house appraised for 200, we got people offering 215, 15,000 over asking price, or we got people offering 20,000 over asking price. And bro, I don't know about y'all, but I don't like being underwater. I want my house to, you know, gain equity, which is how much money you have in the house, way quicker than that. If you buy a house for 20,000 over, now you're gonna be underwater a little bit. You know what I mean? Don't want that. Do not want that. So, long story short, I had to miss out on 5 or 6 of my dream houses. And I'm telling my real estate agent, I'm like, man, Raven, I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting discouraged, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting real discouraged, and it was like real disheartening. I'm buying all this stuff, like all this furniture. I'm buying big ass TVs, stuff like that, putting the room in the living room. I'm like, bro, like, am I gonna find a house? You get what I mean? Like, is this like really possible? She tell me, she like, look, you overthinking it. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna get it together. We gonna find something for you. I'm like, all right, bet. I put my head down. She keeps sending me houses. I'm not as excited about it no more, because I done already seen the houses I wanted, bro. I done already seen them. I want those. Little kid temper tantrum type shit. I want those. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, after a few houses, dog down here snoring and shit. After a few houses, I find the one I'm in now, because the first house I ever bought is this one. Like, I still live here. Went through with the plan. Everything went exactly how it should. Thankful to the big man up above, right? But I found this house. I'm like, man, look, this the one. It's right in that price range I need for my house hacking number. Like, the guys like it, you know what I mean? My best friend that's living upstairs, my best friend that was gonna live down here, they like it. I'm like, man, Raven, let's do this. She's like, all right, bet, go ahead, send your offer in. I send my offer in, you know what I mean? Asking price, I think around 5,000 above asking. Then, you know, I went in with the FHA loan, which, you know, in a different video, I'll talk about different type of loans you can have. Whether it's FHA, conventional, you know what I mean, VA loans for the veterans. Anyways, I send in the offers around $5,000 over the asking price, which is cool, bro. You can do the 5,000. You know what I mean? That'll kind of get offset with like the money you put toward it. It'll be all right. But anyway, and then, you know, I weighed some contingencies. You know, when you buying a house, it might be some contingencies. Like, you might be like, okay, yeah, y'all got to paint the stairs first and all that. So I waived 3-4 of those, and then boom, she called me up a couple days later, and she was like, look, Tay, congratulations, they accepted your offer. Like, what date are you free for closing? I'm free as soon as possible. She looked at her schedule. She's like, all right, let's do this on the 30th. I said, say that. No more needs to be said. All right, bet. Sit back for a couple days. Then we're going to get this whole paperwork stuff figured out, and then we're going to call you and figure out what time you should be up here. So, boom, a couple days passed. She called me, told me what time I need to be up there. I get to buying more stuff. You know, young dudes with money, we all buying stuff. We buying couches and, you know what I mean, and gaming setups, and we just ready to get out, get from up under moms. You know what I'm saying? So we did that. Closing day come, and man, what they don't tell you, bro, hopefully they tell you, because they didn't tell me, but you're gonna be signing papers, signing your name date, new paper, name date, new paper, name date, new paper. You're gonna do that for about an hour and a half of just signing, man, bro. So get these muscles ready. I don't know, work those out or something like that, because you're gonna be signing papers for what feels like all day, bro. But boom, that was over with. They were like, okay, where the money at? I forgot about the money, bro. You know what I'm saying? The money you need for the down payment and the money you need for the closing costs. So I'm like, boom, my bank was right up the street. I'm like, I'm just go up there real quick. Went up there to Associated, took out all that money that they wanted to get from me, boy. Gave it to them. They gave me the keys. Raven gave me like some hot chocolate, you know, Target gift card. Good real estate agent, you know what I'm saying? And then we moved into the house. We moved into the house, and the rest being history, man. That was my first one. I have 2 more. That was my first one. And I'm not, and I hope whatever I say on this channel never comes off as boastful, because that's not the goal. The goal really is motivation. Because even though I bought mine at 20, some people bought theirs at 18, some people bought theirs at 19. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I'm any better for buying my house at 20 than somebody who buys theirs at 60, 65, 70 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's all education. It's all just like sitting in front of this camera letting you know that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to rent forever, go ahead. Grant Cardone do it. He's richer than all of us. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to buy, I don't want to let you know it's possible. Put your head down, make some money. Go ahead, get to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. Once again, I ain't the wisest dude on this app, but I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Be safe. Be easy.